Hey, Drew, some tough sledding for the offense today. In this kind of situation for like you and the young guys, how valuable will it be to watch this tape and glean some insight from it?
Yeah, I think, I've always been the guy to be able to learn more from mistakes and rather than, just being all daisies, all roses out there. So it'll be good for us to be able to go back and look at how we struggled, look what we did wrong, especially like you said for those young guys. It's big to struggle early. I feel like I got told this when I was in college. Someone was telling me this. They'd rather me struggle early and be great later on. So I'd rather us struggle right now, obviously, and then be great when the season comes along.
Next up, Barney Stapleton, go ahead.
Hey, Drew, I know there was a time or two there where you had to cover up your helmet to hear the play call, but I'm wondering what was it like for you to come in here and play some football without any fans in the stands, and if it kind of gives you an idea what you'll be facing, Monday night in a couple weeks?
Yeah, it was really weird, without a doubt. You sounds like there's fans here, and you look up and there's no one behind anyone on the sideline. It was weird, but it does add a little bit there. We're not just out of practice where it's completely quiet and nothing's going on. It's definitely a little different. We'd rather have real fans there, obviously, but something we'll have to adjust to. I know we're going to come back and do a night practice here to kind of simulate Monday night. So we just got to keep coming back here, keep getting used to the crowd noise, maybe play it at practice now, and just keep figuring that out.
Next up, Troy.
Good to see you. You have the ability to stay confident when you don't have, the perfect results. But how do you get this passing game gain traction with really 5 kind of full practices left before a game week? What is the key to making it, accelerating or microwaving it as you get closer to the season with the passing game specifically?
Yeah, I think it's just focusing on the little things. It's the minor details in the passing game. It always has been. Whether that's my footwork, whether that's the amount of steps in a route, whether that's the pass game. And that's why, passing in this league is so hard. There's 3 units that got to work together and be great at the same time. We got to be precise. We all got to be on the right page. And I think it's just going to be honing in on, what we're going to be running against Tennessee. Another thing about training camp is, this is never an excuse because it's your playbook. You better master it. But, you got the whole thing. You got to be ready for every single play where you go into a game week. You know what plays you're about to run. You practice those plays, the whole week. You've drawn the plays up multiple times where, maybe, having just a little extra practice, keep pushing the practice, keep being perfect in practice. It'll come together by Tennessee, hopefully.
Thanks,
Next up, Nick Kosmeyer.
Yeah, Drew, Albert appears to kind of keep showing up in the red zone. Obviously, that's something that you're pretty familiar with, but what's just been your impression of, of his camp and particularly in that area?
Yeah, the guy's a monster. And he just has a really good feel for the 20 and in. He just really does. Throw him up a ball, he's going to go get it. He's sneaky. He's slippery fast down there. We'll put it that way. Open field, he's going to blow by you. But in the red zone, it's just kind of a sneaky fast. He doesn't look like he's moving very quick, and then all of a sudden he's 2 yards behind a guy or slipped underneath a guy somehow. He's doing a really good job right now, just like we all do. We all need to keep focusing on little things and just trying to be perfect. But I've been really impressed with Albert since he's been here. He's definitely more of a grown man than the last time I saw him 2 years ago.
Next up, Eric Delala.
Yeah, Drew, just wondering after a practice like that.
Oh, you got muted.
Seth got me. After a practice like that, what's your attitude? Are you upset? Do you realize it's just one day and move forward from it? And kind of how do you take your impression of it and translate that to the rest of the offense?
Yeah. I feel like if you find a quarterback that's not upset and hurt to the core after a practice where, you kind of get your butt kicked and you got the wrong guy leading your team. So, of course, right now I'm upset. Would rather play a lot better. But it's a learning moment for me. That's where you got to go after the fact. After you get out wow, that was bad, upset, beating yourself up. You can do that for probably half hour after the game. Obviously, the emotions are running high. I'm going to do that for probably the next 10 more minutes. Then I'm going to let it go. I'm going to figure out what I did wrong, watch my feet. I'm going to watch the plays and watch what the defense did, see if they brought something different today, and just really try to correct myself over the next days until we get back out there Monday.
Guys, time for a few more. Next up, Zach Stevens.
Drew, it seemed like there was a lot of miscommunication between you and the receivers today. Was that due to the crowd noise, or what do you attribute that to?
No, that was the pick that we threw early, it was a pump. It was called pumped in the huddle, and Mr. Locke didn't throw the pump. He threw the normal curl. He didn't throw the pump. So that will result into a pick most of the time if you do that. So that one's on me. And other than that, I felt like we were on the same page. That was the one time where it was just bad. It wasn't clean football. It wasn't a good play by me. Other than that, I thought those guys did a great job today. Got a little wet, got a little rainy. But no, I thought they did a great job today. I just got to be better.
Last two, Troy, then Eric. Troy, go ahead.
Drew, your practice was canceled on Thursday. You guys met for 6 hours in individual groups. What was that like? Can that be a galvanizing moment for this team when you go through something that was clearly painful and personal for a lot of guys on your roster?
Yeah, without a doubt. I think, I said it when we had the march and when we marched the first time, but it got brought back to the same talk, same thing. It's like going into a game plan meeting or going into a team meeting and say, hey, we need to beat the Chiefs. We need to beat the Chiefs. We need to beat the Chiefs. But we don't have a game plan together. We don't have a third down plan. We don't have any of this. And that's what we decided to do. Said if we're this passionate about it like we say we are, let's stop just talking about it. Let's get together. Let's get up in these groups. Let's bring 6, 7, 8 ideas together where we feel like we can help make the community in Denver and make the state of Colorado a better place. And hopefully that it can just spread from, we're pretty much almost the center of the country here. So hopefully it can spread nationwide. And, we're going to end up meeting on our off days and keep the conversation going, keep what we can do to, kind of rally behind this cause and keep it rolling.
Last one, Eric Delala.
Yeah, Drew, just to follow up on that, I think you were a freshman at Mizzou when the football team had the hunger strike. And
Can't really hear him.
Sorry, can you hear me now?
Yeah, go ahead.
You were a freshman at Mizzou when there was the boycott and the hunger strike. And just wondering how you've kind of seen your voice develop and your willingness to speak out against things kind of grow over the last few years, and how that experience compares with now.
Yeah, I think one thing that is different about this situation compared to that one is that our team has done a great job of, just making it a full-on team event. Like if we're going to do this, we're all backing this. We're all in this together. We have all the information from the beginning, and we're all just plugging forward. I think it's been great to see our team come together and, stand for, trying to make a change in our community here. It started with the march to bring, awareness. And I think it's great for us to keep doing that. We can't let it die like we did last time. We don't need to come back together and say, hey, we're playing the Chiefs. We need to put a game plan together. No, we need to have the game plan, which was a great start for us in that meeting that we just held.